Hello friends, I'm Akash, and this is your News of the Week for the week of June 12th to June 17th, 2022. I'm Akash Cody, and we have some great stories for you this week. We have updates on the situation in Ukraine and an update on the inflation rising in the United States, as well as a COVID-19 summary. So let's begin with our news of the week. We begin with the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Boris Johnson, and several other European leaders visited Ukraine over the past week to help strengthen relations with the West as the next meeting of the European Union comes ever closer this week from June 23rd to June 24th, 2022. The leaders of the countries of France, Germany, Italy, Poland, and Romania all traveled to Ukraine and sat down with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to give their support during this Russian invasion. Ursula von der Leyen, the president of the European Union's executive branch, the European Commission, announced that they would be welcoming Ukraine's bid to join the European Union. And finally, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Boris Johnson, announced new sanctions on Russia and transportation of new missiles and other weapons to the armed forces of Ukraine. Zelensky said that he was very glad to see our country's great friend Boris Johnson in Kyiv once again. Next up, inflation in the United States rose 8.6% over the past year, the fastest rate in 40 years. Gas prices went up nearly 50% over the past year, with prices at $5 per gallon. Food went up 11.9%, the highest since 1979, and housing costs went up 5.5%, the highest since 1991. The United States Federal Reserve is attempting to combat the rise in inflation by hiking interest rates, which some say is inching the U.S. ever closer to yet another economic recession. President Biden remarked on the inflation crisis, mentioning Russian President Vladimir Putin's gas hike, criticizing oil companies for increasing their prices, and promising to deliver real solutions for families, sympathizing with those who have been affected by this inflation rise. Inflation is becoming a real problem in many other parts of the world right now as well, primarily due to geopolitical situations and local economic factors. And that's one of the big reasons why things like this are happening, both in the United States and around the world. Next, we have an update on COVID-19. There are currently 524,000 COVID-19 cases worldwide, 101,000 in the United States. And when it comes to deaths, there's 1,342 worldwide, 306 in the US weekly. Now, the FDA approved the COVID-19 vaccine for children aged 5 and under, and now many states are pre-ordering the vaccines after the White House stated that it had made 10 million vaccine doses available to pre-order. So far, the only state that has not done this yet is Florida, to which Floridan Governor Ron DeSantis stated that he thought the vaccine was not appropriate and not where we're going to be utilizing our resources in that regard. That's what he said. In Mumbai, India, the positive COVID-19 test rates have dropped to 10%, which is still a staggeringly high amount. And the virus is still slowly spreading throughout the nation once more. So India still has a lot of work to do to help and drop it down to zero. And that is all of your news of the week for the week of June 12th to June 17th, 2022. I'm Akasha Cody, and I'll see you soon in another News of the Week. Goodbye.